Hi friends, and welcome back to Super at 60. Today I want to take you along with me in my kitchen as I prepare some really wonderful fall recipes. They are so much fun and so delicious. I want to make sure that I get them out to my good friends. The first thing I'm going to start with today is not a sourdough. It's a faux sourdough. That's what I call it. Because it looks just like the most beautiful sour breads that you see on all the channels. Everyone's making sourdough, and I've heard from many of you, it's like, darling, can you please make some yeast breads? I don't do sourdough. I don't have a sourdough starter, and I just want to make some breads. I want to make a bread that looks like sourdough, but what can you do? Well, this is what I can do for you. I can make you and show you how to make a fabulous, easy, no knead, crusty bakery style artisan bread that you are absolutely going to love. The recipe for this bread and for all the recipes on today's channel will be down below, just like I always have them for you. And now I'm just going to let it sit in a nice warm place. That's kind of like my sourdough breads, but you will love the way this comes together. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's like hands off. It's so very, very, very easy. Next up, my grandkids. 4 of my grandchildren are going to be here, 4 of the 5 this coming week, and you just can't even imagine how excited I am. So I have to make one of their favorite recipes, and that is a 2-ingredient muffin. It is so good. I make these every fall, probably several times. All you need is 1 spice cake mix. That's it. And a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. Not the pumpkin pie filling, but the puree. I bought organic to try to make it a little bit more healthier anyway. You just mix it up with a spoon. You don't need a blender. You don't need a mixer. Nope. And if you like, you'll see here I'm adding some chocolate chips because I know my grandsons love chocolate chips. Who doesn't love chocolate chips? And but you can add anything that you like. You could add raisins. You could add craisins or just cranberries. You could add chopped up walnuts or chopped up pecans, just anything. You could even butterscotch. I think butterscotch chips would be so delicious in here. Recently, I purchased these cupcake liners. I think they are so beautiful. They're just like the ones that you find in the fancy coffee shop bakeries. And I just thought, oh, those look so nice. And they're just kind of different from your everyday average cupcake liners. And I thought my grandsons would really appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop them into these, I forget what they're called. To me, they kind of look like little tulips. But you can get them in different colors. But I liked the natural color of the parchment. It's just made with parchment paper. They bake up so beautiful. And because they're a little bit deeper, you can put a little bit more, about 3/4 of the way up of your mix. And that it works out just fine. These do rise. And they are absolutely beautiful. They don't rise a whole lot, they're not going to come up and over, but they do rise a little bit, so it works out just perfectly. You're going to love these. This is something you're going to want for your fall recipe box. Next up, I am inundated with sweets around me, so I thought, Lou and I were getting a little hungry on this afternoon, and I decided I think I better make us a little treat. So we don't get ourselves into trouble, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to do a cream cheese stuffed, bacon wrapped with fresh garden herbs. What's left of them anyway. You can see me picking them here. There's not much left, but I did get some basil and a little bit of parsley. And I'm going to put that into my cream cheese and mix it all around. I'm telling you, these are so delicious. This is something that you could actually make for company. I mean, your finest company, your finest, fanciest dinner parties, these are absolutely delicious. You can also, here I'm using, the sweet green peppers. You could use red peppers for Christmas time, yellow peppers, the orange peppers, or an array of all of them on a tray would be so incredibly beautiful. And they really are quite flavorful, especially with the fresh herbs. Yeah, we really enjoy that. So I just clean them up really well and gut them out. Make sure that you don't have any little seeds in there, of course. And then I'm going to cut them, each half I cut into thirds because you don't want really big bites. Now these are really hors d'oeuvres. This is something you would take right from the oven hot and serve this to your guests, or use as a snack. Or actually tonight we're going to have them with some salmon. That's going to be my simple supper tonight, is some baked salmon and these delicious stuffed green peppers. So here I am putting those delicious herbs right on top of the cream cheese. I took the cream cheese right out of the refrigerator, so it was a little hard. So I put it in my microwave for about 45 seconds. And you can see how nice and soft it is. It's just perfect. And make sure you get all of those herbs mixed in there just beautifully. You can use any herb that you love. Anything will work. I just happen to have a little bit of basil and a little bit of parsley left. I did have some rosemary out there, but I was afraid that might be too strong. But if you love rosemary, use rosemary. So each half, yes, gets cut in thirds, as you can see here. And it just makes really the perfect size. So we have all our cream cheese mixture all mixed up, and now I'm taking out a package of bacon, and I'm just going to cut it right down the middle. Now I did take a little bit of a chunk off there at the end for, what was I making? I was making something the other day, and I needed just a tad bit of a taste of bacon. But it's basically a package of bacon. Just cut it in half. Take a little bit of your cream cheese filling and just put it right down the middle of the center of the green pepper halves. Or thirds, I guess they are, and just spread them around nicely. And all you're going to do then is take one of your little pieces of bacon and wrap it around and just tuck it right under. And if you have to stretch it, the bacon will stretch just enough, but look how cute. It's like you're putting a little blanket over it. It's really adorable. When you see when the tray is finished, it's just, they're so sweet. They almost have kind of a Christmassy look to it. I think this is something you could do, green peppers and red peppers, and have this for a Christmas appetizer. I really think you would really wow your guests. I think they would have a fun time with this. I think I might try that. And if you're doing low carb like Lou and I are, this is something that you can definitely not only serve to your guests, but that you can eat yourself. So just go ahead and finish up your tray of these beautiful stuffed green peppers. Look at that. It's really something. I think they're so beautiful and they are so delicious. I'm going to put them in a 375 degree oven, and I'm going to bake them for about 30 minutes because you want to make sure that the bacon is nice and crispy. That's the most important part. Listen to that sizzle. Yeah, they are really, really beautiful. All right, well, those are in the oven. I'm going to make a little bit of a frosting here. Now, here's how I put a frosting together. It might be a little different from how you do it, but I start out with just, confectionery sugar and milk. You're just going to make your, I guess, a glaze, basically, is how you call it. It's not really a frosting that you would frost a cake with because it's going to be a little bit softer, but it's a little firmer than just your regular glaze. So I'm just going to estimate here because it's kind of a little, I call it the little glaze dance, because keep your powdered sugar out, keep your milk out. I'm using half and half today, or you can use heavy cream. It really doesn't matter. And just keep going back and forth until you get just the right consistency. And I will show you that in just a minute. Now, when I get the right consistency, I then add about 2 tablespoons of really, really soft butter. That gives this less of a glaze, like a pouring glaze, and more of a buttercream frosting. It really does. And it just takes a second, because this muffin mix that I was telling you about, the 2 ingredient muffins, they make exactly 12 muffins. So you don't need a whole lot of frosting, and you're just kind of putting enough on top of each muffin to give a little bit of the sweetness and also to act as a a glue to these sweet little decorations that I have here. Well, here they are, all finished in that sweet little tulip cupcake holder. Just take your frosting and just let it just glide right down over the top of the muffin. They're nice and cooled down. And then I have these sweet little wonderful sprinkles that I got last year. They, up close, you can't see it. I tried to get it, but they're so tiny. They are individual little leaves. Some of them are oak leaves, some of them are maple leaves, and they're all the colors of fall. They're just so beautiful. And then I found the little pumpkins, the little candy pumpkins are so sweet. Aren't they precious? My grandchildren are going to flip out when they see these. And they smell so, so good. Oh, and look at these. Look at these beautiful stuffed peppers. Look how crisp and delicious that bacon looks. And all that you just pick it, lift it right up off the baking sheet. It comes right off. It's not flimsy or anything. It just, although the green pepper, by 30-35 minutes, the green pepper is nicely cooked. It is just perfect in your hand and so lovely to serve to your guests. All right, let's go on with our bread. I've waited about 4 hours. It's been sitting there rising. You'll need flour. Now with sourdough, we say don't use excess flour. If anything, wet your hands because that excess flour has not been fermented. So we stay away from extra flour. But with yeast, you're going to need flour because this is a sticky dough. I'll just tell you straight up. So dust your countertops, or if you have a board, whatever you use, you get your fingers floured as well. And just go ahead and pull it out and just kind of stretch it and pull it into itself, into each other, and you're creating a little ball. That's what you want. Flip it over and just tuck it and tuck it and tuck it as you turn it, and it will make a beautiful little ball. Then take a nice sharp razor and put a nice slit right down the middle. Now you see me do this many times with my sourdough bread. So this is why I call this a faux sourdough. And here is what you need also. You will need a cast iron pot with a lid, okay? And it's been in the oven cooking away and heating up at 450. That's just like my sourdough as well. Go ahead and put it in the parchment paper, covered up for 30 minutes. All right, I decided to come out and get a little breather out here on the back porch. Oh my goodness, I have been baking up a storm today. I hope you guys have enjoyed everything so far. But yes, my grandkids are coming. We have 5 grandchildren. The only one that won't be here is the brand new little girl, Willoughby Joan. I'm going to call her B2B. All our grandchildren have nicknames from Oma and Opa. So anyway, I always, when my grandkids come, and you guys probably do this too, you know, always have little gifts, you know, a little something for them. In the last video, I think it was the last video, you guys saw what the neighbors gave us for all the kids to play with, these great toys. So we really didn't have to get too much. So I'm going to bag these up, but before I do, I want to show you the fun things that we got for our 5 little grandchildren. All right, this is just the softest, most wonderful little jammy with little pockets. And this is for our little Caleb. He's our little Bobo. And here's my little BB, my little Willoughby's outfit. Can you see how sweet that is? Oh my goodness, it is so soft and neat. I cannot wait to hold that precious little lamb in this outfit. The little pink, it's kind of pink and brown. It's just so sweet. I just love it. And then over here, we always get him new jammies. So our little Leo Bambino, that's his jammies. And his jammies are going to match our little Micah Moo. We call him Moo. And so they're about the same age. They're both 3 right now, but Leo will be 4 very soon. And then our oldest grandson, I guess you can't see this pretty well right here with the sun. He likes dinosaurs, of course, so he gets that one. I wish I wanted all matching, but you know, sizes are funny. All right, and then we got these 3 little, I don't know, they're just squishy little dinosaurs, and the kids will love them. So each one of them will get one of those, and they love these little tiny donuts. You know, remember those? So I got one of each kind, the chocolate, the plain, and the powdered. They love the little M&Ms, so I got them each one of that. It's kind of like Christmas. And then these are cute little dinosaur eggs. They get to cut them open or kind of chop them open. And I think a little dinosaur appears in there somehow. I don't know, but it's like a rock, like a big rock, and they get to chop at it. And then I got them each a little bag of these tiny dinosaurs. And I just think they'll just have fun. I really do. They didn't need a whole lot, just something fun at Oma and Opa's. But let me show you what I think is the cutest thing. I don't think my neighbor's going to appreciate this right now, but look at these things, these little chickens. Aren't they cute? But listen. I'm sorry. I'm crazy. I know I'm a crazy Oma, but I know my boys, and I know they're absolutely going to love them. All right, this bread has been in the oven for 30 minutes. All I'm going to do is take the lid off, put it back in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, and look at this bread. It looks just like one of my beautiful sourdough loaves. It is absolutely exquisite. It is crunchy and soft on the inside. It is golden, so beautiful. Look how pretty it cuts. You'll be able to see the inside here. It is just a magnificent loaf of bread. Again, a showstopper. You could make a loaf of this and bring it out to your finest guests at your table, and they were just ooh and ah over it. It cuts beautifully, and I put some nice soft butter on it while it was still warm. I know, I did the wrong thing. I should never have cut it when it's warm, but I couldn't resist. It was just so beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today in my Super 60 kitchen. It was a thrill having you here. I hope that you will make all 3 of these recipes today because they are fabulous. Even the one that I made for Lou and I, it is so delicious. You take the first bite, you get the cream cheese and the green pepper, and then a smoky bacon. It is just such an incredible treat. I will tell you. Here's the star of the show, right here. The no sourdough bread. It is absolutely beautiful. You will love it. It tastes like something you bought from the most expensive artisan bakery in your town. And don't forget, if you want to make something super, super easy, but super, super appealing and pleasing to the crowd and the kids and the big kids, try these 2-ingredient cupcakes with just a little frosting, a few little sprinkles, and a cute little pumpkin on top. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks again. Bye now, and Lord bless.